Welcome to Momentum March, where we don't wait for momentum, we create it. I'm Tristan Jean, business mentor and social sales expert, and I built a high-cash, low-lift business model that scales to six-figure months without overworking, overcomplicating, or resetting to zero every month. Here, we're stripping away the fluff, cutting through the noise, and focusing on execution. I'll show you exactly how to position your offers so high-ticket sales are an instant yes. Refine your messaging so dream buyers see you as the only option. Implement sales strategies that fuel momentum without launching all the time. And stack inevitable high cash months in 20 hours a week or less. This is where you stop consuming and start executing. Because the secret to monetizing momentum, it's in the doing. Let's get started. Welcome to our Q&A day. This is our last Q&A day, and the question we have for today is struggling to show up when life gets busy. So the first thing that I would ask is this happening repeatedly, every single week? Because then it's not necessarily life getting busy. I think it's a little bit of burnout from content creation. But if it is only happening occasionally when you're really busy, we're like going into summer, things are probably starting to speed up. We're going into spring, actually. So better weather, probably more activities. So the first thing that I would suggest without changing anything in your routine currently is that if this is happening once a week, twice a week, I would just say take those days off. Don't show up at all. There is no reason to feel pressure to post every single day, to be on your stories every single day, or to post multiple times a day. There is zero reason for that. And this is why I also stress the importance of creating structure in your business around automations or emails, so that if you take a day or 2 days or even 3 days off of showing up face forward in your business on social media, initially, you might have a little twinge of worry or frustration or fear about what's going to happen in your business, but you have that cushion of knowing that your systems are working for you. Okay, so that's the first tip, is if you don't feel like showing up once or twice a week, don't show up. Take the day off. Get done what you need to get done. I think what's more important is talking about how we can prevent this, because it's true. Nobody wants to just not show up in their business. So for preventing it, we're going to do 3 things. First of all, we're going to have a content strategy. So not having a plan for what you're going to post mapped out at least 30 days in advance. I have my content plan mapped out for the next 400 days. Causes a lot of pressure when you do go to create and show up, which is draining and exhausting, and makes it even more difficult to show up when life gets busy because you don't have a plan for how to show up. And by content strategy, I mean, what topics are you going to be talking about that week or that day or that month? Now, second, I would say don't ever create content on the fly. Make sure all of your content is batched for that week ahead of time, even stories. Now, that is usually impossible to do if you keep showing up the way you're used to showing up, because you don't necessarily have extra time that you can just sit down for a couple hours and batch out all your content for the next week or 2 weeks. So I would suggest picking a week, doing half of what you normally do for showing up. So if you show up every day, show up maybe 3 days, post your content, post your stories, but then the other 3 days, take that time to batch your content for the next week or 2. So it's taking a strategic dip and showing up so that you can show up more consistently without the pressure when things are busy in the weeks to come. And then the third thing is repurposing. So literally taking the exact same caption, the exact same hook that you've used before, and plopping it on another video, or even simpler, put up a one static image with the hook written on it, not even a full carousel, and the caption. So repurpose old content into super low lift, easy content. This should take like 5 minutes. And I'm going to give you 2 bonuses because I just thought of them. 1, take 5 minutes the night before to do this and post it right when you wake up or when you're having coffee, or the first 5 minutes that you get. Don't wait to post at a certain time that you're always used to posting. So yes, it's really important to stay consistent with the quality, the quantity, the messaging, and the timing that you're pushing content out on Instagram. But done is better than perfect. So on days when you know you're going to be busy, post anytime, day or night, if it makes you feel better to post. And then I know a lot of my clients primarily aren't necessarily worried so much about their feed content, but they're worried about not showing up in their stories every day. So the last tip for struggling to show up when you're busy for your stories is to, 1, post your feed content, reshare it to your stories. Pick 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of content that kind of have a flow to them and just reshare them to your stories. Or just post a 1-slide static story with some text on it, or go grab one of your archived stories and repost that. But really, the 2 primary things I want you to remember from this is, 1, if you're struggling to show up when life is busy, then don't show up. Take that day or 2 or 3 days off and enjoy your life. And 2, if you feel compelled that you need to show up even when life is busy, make sure you are doing it in a really, really low lift, repurposed way so that it does not add to how busy you are. That's it for today's training of Momentum March. Stop overthinking, start doing. Make sure you take your action step for today. Send me a DM or tag me on Instagram so we can chat about it. I would love to hear what resonated with you the most.